Nigerian Intelligence Agency ex-DG Dauda fights back, opens can of worms. Wow, this one is a serious one. Okay, Ambassador Mohammed Dauda, former Director General of the NIA, National Intelligence Agency, has alleged that his removal from office was orchestrated by those he refused to release public funds to for their personal uses. In a statement in Abuja, the former ambassador to Chad described himself as a victim of media hirelings unleashed on him by the leadership of the agency, shedding light on the controversy surrounding the $44 million that was moved from the votes of the agency. Dauda explained, as I earlier explained in one of my responses to the National Assembly's inquiries on the $44 million, I wish to restate that I moved the money to the Office of the National Security Advisor for three reasons: for safekeep, okay, after General Jafaru, who was sent purportedly to NIA, to safeguard the controversial money, which was not actually part of our budgetary allocation, but was suddenly withdrawn back to ON savings account, and also to create a witness out of it. Okay, being the supervisory office of all security agencies under the law. I knew that to be a big risk. I knew that to be a big risk, but given the circumstances I found myself in, where highly placed individuals, including those who eventually determined my fate, showed unreserved interest in siphoning the money by asking me to make available parts of it for their personal use, I felt a compelling urge to save public funds by taking it away from reach of these people, even if temporarily, who were to take charge of the agency following my exit. Dauda was recently reinstated as DG of the agency by the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal. He acted as the DG of the NIA from November 2017 to January 2018, when he was replaced by a substantive DG. Dauda subsequently challenged his removal in court, saying his dismissal was wrong and did not follow due process. He had argued that no special management staff of the disciplinary committee, investigated the charges against him, and that he was not given any fair hearing afterwards. In an earlier judgment delivered by the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, Justice Olufunke Anuwe ordered that Dauda should be reinstated as the head of the agency and that he should be paid the salaries and entitlements from March 2018 to date, after it found that his dismissal violated the NIA Act. So in the statement, Dauda further attributed the sack to lack of godfatherism in government to fight for him. He further alleged that the bad press unleashed against him by the current leadership was a mere plot to cover up the crass ineptitude, nepotism, impunity, tyranny, and administrative rascality and impunity taking place at the nation's apex intelligence agency. Oh boy. So what Dauda is saying in a nutshell is that he has been wrongly indicted and he cannot continue to take it, and he's been reinstated back to the office by the court, and is giving reason why he was removed in the office, because he didn't have godfatherism or godfather in the system to help him or to fight for him. Although it is an open secret that the National Intelligence Agency has been suffering bad press following my removal as the acting Director General and my subsequent purported dismissal from the NIA, I find it rather strange that I am being painted as the culprit behind the negative media, to the extent that I have been branded a saboteur of the national security for choosing to remain silent in the face of all the vilifications, an issue that the Federal Court of Appeal has cleared me thoroughly. Now, let me state for the avoidance of doubt that there had been serious pressures, mounted on me not to appear before the committee by people I had mentioned in my earlier report before another investigative agency about the 44 million in question. I even received several threats, but I eventually honored the invitation and made my presentation on oath before the committee, and after which I was asked to submit 17 copies of my presentation to the committee. Whatever became of the report I made was never known to me. It is therefore very unfair and most uncharitable to accuse me of leaking my presentation, which they called petition, to the media or to the public, whichever was the case. Permit me to place it on record that I did not write any petition to the National Assembly. I did not leak the contents of my presentation before the committee, to the press or the public. Neither did I ever release documents or post it. As a matter of fact, I did not have access to any NIA documents since my removal in 2018, and I could not have leaked what I did not have. I have been subjected to all sorts of media trials, ostensibly sponsored by the NIA leadership through sponsored articles and reports, thereby subjecting me to further psychological tortures. The facts about what was happening in the NIA was deliberately shielded from the government, making its decisions prejudiced against me, just as some public perception had been poisoned against me. Can you imagine? So this is exactly what is happening in National Intelligence Agency. Almost all parastatals in this country have actually messed up big time in so many areas. Okay, so National Intelligence Agency is not just the only parastatal that has this kind of corruption record with it. A lot of the parastatals, when will Nigeria be free from all these corruption tendencies? It's unfortunate. Somebody said that's Nigeria for you, a country where black is white, right is wrong, sanity is madness, education is crime, godliness is a Satan's disciple. It is sad. It is disheartening, but what do we do? Okay, what do we do? Okay, so somebody said this is why APC selection of Tinubu to continue and to cover all atrocities in Buhari regime. What a party in the history of Nigeria. Whatever Tinubu is doing is just initial gragra. They are all the same, just to win the hearts of Nigerians. How can a thief chase a thief? It's of course not possible. Don't just transfer your stupidity you inherit to your own children, no. Too, for the sake of a strange woman, you'll be mumu. Can you imagine? What is he trying to say? Hear yourself. Now, Tinubu will be on a problem. Will not be part of Nigerian issues. What has Tinubu got to do with the Buhari government? You must be Igbo. Okay? Because that is how TVD people think. Can you imagine? Corruption perpetrated under the tribal dominated administration of Buhari is enormous. And that is true. Insane Nigeria that acquire more than they can ever spend in their lifetime. God's judgment awaits them. Yes, they will never be happy. So it is not about party. PDP and APC are same. PDP built the foundation of looting and corruption. Today, APC is the block work of looting and corruption. Exactly. So that is exactly what is happening here. This is really open can of worm indeed. Exactly. So because this guy has explained all that has transpired and all that they have done to him, it's quite unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Ambassador Mohammed Dauda, former director of NIA, has given his account, and it's obvious that it's a case of thief thieving the thief. He discovered money, he's moved to safekeeping. Other authorities in the place that has interest in the money started fighting him up and down, and even threatening him not to release any information to the public. Country of corrupt people, corrupt leaders. Oh, it's unfortunate. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment on this matter as well.